beautiful soul, Alice here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I believe dreams are realities evolved. This channel is about mind power, mindset, personal development, law of attraction, spirituality, and anything that can help us grow and expand into better versions of who we are, who we want to become, so we can bridge the gap between our dreams and our realities. If you want to see more videos on these topics, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell button, and let's dive into today's topic. I want to talk about the knowing, doing gap. Wait, this is too small. The knowing, doing gap, like boom, it's a huge gap. And towards the end of this video, I am going to share a couple of tips so you can start to bridge those gaps. So, what is a knowing, doing gap? Does this scenario sound familiar to you? You know exactly what to do, how to do it, but for some bizarre reason, you just don't do it. Why? I mean, you read all those books, you listened to all those podcasts, you went through seminars and programs, you watched a ton of YouTube tutorials, and you closed your eyes, said your daily affirmations, and visualized over and over again what it'll be like when your dreams come true. But nothing ever happens, because you never took action. Why? Let me ask you, why didn't you take action? Why don't you take action? Why haven't you taken action yet? You might want to say, Alice, it's because I'm not ready. I need more information on this. Maybe I can sign up for that program, or maybe that podcast would help me understand it better. I need to make sure I'm on the right direction. I need to minimize my risks. I need more information. Here's the thing. Knowing is one thing. Doing is another. Knowledge is only potential power. It's all in your head, all in your mind. Unless you have the mind power to implement what you learned, you're not going to get the results you want in life. Let me give you some examples of the knowing-doing gap. Let's say you want to learn how to swim. You read all the books on swimming, you watch a ton of tutorials on how to swim, you know the perfect angle, your hand needs to dive into the water, but you always stay on dry land. You never jump into the pool. Are you gonna learn how to swim? No. Unless you dive into the pool, practice whatever style you want to practice, you'll never be able to swim. And if you're a visual learner like me, here's another example. Let's watch the clip.
Meet Rexy, the dinosaur who loves to learn. He acquires all the knowledge he can get, so he has a huge head, a huge body. But look at his arms. He never applies, he never works out those muscles. His arms are super short. And when he tries to reach things in the corner, he can't reach them. He tries so hard, he bangs his head, but he can never reach that corner.
Do you want to be like Rexy, acquire a ton of information, a ton of knowledge, have that huge head, huge body, with short hands? Can't reach my goals, can't reach my dreams. All jokes aside, that's what your mind looks like right now. You never built that mental muscle to do things hands-on. You never learned how to go from ideas to actions. You never learned how to go from knowing how to do things to actually implementing what you know how to do. So when are you going to say enough is enough? When are you going to build that mental power to take action, to bridge the gap? Now, you're probably wondering, so what is this mental power, this mind power? How do I build it? If you're not familiar with these terms, they might seem a little bit vague or abstract to you at this point. So let me explain it this way. Let's connect the dots. Here are your current results. What produced these results? Your behaviors. And where do your behaviors stem from? Your mind. Let's take a closer look at what's going on inside your mind. The reason there's a gap between your knowing and your doing is because you know what you need to do and how to do it on a conscious level. But here's the catch. Your behaviors, almost all of your behaviors, come from habits. And habits are ideas fixed in your subconscious mind that cause you to do things without much conscious thought. So acquiring all that information, all that knowledge, and having thoughts on a conscious level won't do the trick because you never internalized all that information. You never impressed those ideas upon your subconscious. You never built those habits. You don't have the habit of going from knowing to doing, and if you don't do, you won't get the results you want. And all your current results, they come from a multitude of habits. And we call a multitude of habits a paradigm. It's the result of the environment you grew up in, people you interact with, your environment, everything outside of you, feeding you thoughts, beliefs, information, ideas, and opinions. And all these things, they form this mental program running in your subconscious. You've been conditioned to think a certain way, to act a certain way, and therefore all the results you're getting in life come from that program. And just look at the current results you're getting right now. Are they what you want? If they aren't, you gotta shift your paradigm. Unless you shift your paradigm, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's going to change. How do you shift a paradigm, you might want to ask? The way to shift your paradigm is through constant spaced repetition. Here are a couple of tips you can start to implement in your day-to-day life. And keep in mind, it's constant spaced repetition. You need to practice over and over again to build new habits to replace the ones that aren't working in your favor, to replace the ones that aren't serving you. So here are my tips. Number 1, eyes on the prize. Why did you acquire all that information in the first place? Why do you want to take these actions? What's your goal? What's your dream? Fall in love with dreams that are worthy of you and stay laser beam focused on it. The more concentrated you are, the more focused you are, the more you'll be able to come up with creative ideas to get there, to move yourself that much closer to your dream. So eyes on the prize. Tip number 2, break it down, action now. When you think about your goals, do you procrastinate over the step-by-step thinking that your dreams and goals are the huge projects and you're not sure where to start? Well, build the habit of chopping it, breaking it down into bite-sized pieces. Just ask yourself, what's that one thing I can do right now that'll move me closer towards my dreams? Number 3, set a time limit. Set a deadline or do a countdown like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is what I do when I wake up every single morning. At first it was just to build the habit of waking up and getting up right away, but right now I do it 50% just for the excitement, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up! The importance of setting a time limit is if you don't, your tasks will drag on and on. When you do, you're training yourself to complete that task within the time limit. So set a time limit to things. Tip number 4, write things down. When you get an idea, pen to paper, set a date, put it somewhere you can see every single day. Every day we are bombarded by so many mundane, day-to-day, trivial tasks that we tend to forget the tasks, the things that are the most important, that'll move us towards the results we want. Having that piece of paper with a time limit of tasks we need to do, the important tasks, will remind us and help us build the habit of staying focused on our goals. Last but not least, tip number 5, accountability. Building new habits takes time. And during this time, there will be instances you kind of want to slack off and fall back into your habitual way of operating because that's your paradigm. So it's important to build the habit of reporting your progress to an accountability partner, a mastermind group, or a mentor. Surround yourself with people that will guide, support you, and most importantly, call you out when you're slacking off or when you deviate from your track. These are tips you can implement every single day to help bridge the gap between your knowing and your doing. Now, it is not entirely your fault that you never learned how to bridge the gap between these two, because it's ironic. Our school system only taught us how to acquire more knowledge. They never really taught us how to bridge that gap and implement things. But now that you know about this gap, you know why it's happening. It's your responsibility to make a change, to shift your paradigm, to build better habits to replace the old ones that aren't serving you. So comment down below. What's that one habit you want to change? What's the goal you're striving for? What do you want? Hashtag, what do you want? And what are your current challenges? And it takes so much more than just watching this one video. This is information. Knowledge is only potential power, remember? Unless you practice every single day, unless you build a habit, unless you shift that paradigm, nothing's going to change. And it takes a lot more effort than that to overcome years and years of mental programming and conditioning. So if you need help, comment down below or send me a private message on social media. I might be able to help, but you have to be committed. That decision, it depends on you. You have to make that decision. You have to want to change. And like always, if you resonate with my video, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button, and share this video with a friend that you think will benefit from it. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.